Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the next reading vlog in our TBR prompt series, season, what is this? I don't know what I'm talking about. So I am in the backyard of my new house. We are renting. My landlord decided that he needed to move back into our house, and when he said he needed to move back in, that means we needed to leave. He only gave us like 3 weeks, 4 weeks to do it. We got him up to 6, so we took a month and a half. And he actually might get the house a little early because we have until June 1st, but it is now like the 8th, it's the 11th of May, and we already have a place to live. My son is watching me. It's quite crazy. Oh, and now he's flipping me off. Thanks. Anyways, it's the 11th of May, so he actually may get the house a little earlier than we said that he was going to, because I really want to be into this house sooner than later. The only problem is that my commute's going to go from 2 minutes to like 30 minutes. Literally, I work down the street from my house right now. But anyways, so the last one was The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett, and I am now completed that one. So now it's time to pull a new pick out of the jar. I'm a little bit limited on my books right now because more than half my books are in boxes at the moment. So I will deal with what I can when I pull this. So let's find out what it is. Okay, here we go. Here's the jar. Pretty jar. Here's the jar. Old book. Grass. Let's see what we pick out of the jar. Don't mind my nasty thumb. We are going to look for a red book. So we're going colors today. Okay, so we have a red book. I don't know what books I have that are red. Let me see if Goodreads tells me anything. Let's go ahead and let's go look and see if there's anything in my Goodreads that will give me some sort of idea. Okay, my bugs, I know. My Wi-Fi here sucks because we just got our Wi-Fi box, but it's not actually hooked up yet. So it's going to cause things to be a little bit difficult. Let's do highest rated to lowest rated, because last thing I want to do is read another really low rated book. We have, that is red. We have God's Grave is one of the first ones that popped up. I just don't know where that one is right now, because that one is close. That one's already packed. Everything at the end of the alphabet is packed. Okay, we have Crescent City. That one is really red, and I know where that book is. It's not unpacked yet, but I know where the box is for it. I can always finish listening to the Dark Artifices trilogy, but I don't really want to do that. What if there's a way to look at just a color? Alright, well, I will be back. I'm going to see if I can figure out what I can find. Okay, so I'm going to look through I have an app that's got all the books that I currently own at our physical in my house books. I kind of wanted to look through here and see if there's anything. Okay, so I have The Wrath of the Dawn. It's like bright red, but I have DNF'd that book 3 times, and I don't know if it's even worth trying to read it again. Sorry, there's bugs sitting outside. Of course there's bugs. The Power by Naomi Novak. No, shit. Naomi Alderman is kind of red. But I also don't have that one out right now. That one's packed. I think I'm going to have to do is when I get home to the other home, I will have to look. If I decide to come back to Crescent City, I will pull it out of the box here. But I do have Arsenic and Adobo at home, and that one is red. It's also one of my Book of the Month books. So that may actually be a very valid option to read. It was one of last month's books. This month's books are still on their way. They haven't gotten there yet. I have half my stuff coming to one address and half my stuff coming to another address. So, I don't know. Kind of leaning towards arsenic and adobo because that is definitely has red on the cover. And like a bug just flew up my nose. And I actually have that one unpacked still. My son is really good at packing and he's picked up my books up. So I have very few. I've got a few in my bedroom. That's about all I've got. I do have this month's Book of the Month book still out. Last month's, April's. Okay, so I will double check when I get home and let you guys know. Bye. Hi guys. It has been a hot minute since I have filmed anything. So what you're seeing here is my 4th prompt. It's my red book. And a lot has happened. So we got into the house, we started to move. I took my camera back to the old place to do like an exit video so I could show you guys the empty house. And I put my camera down, got sidetracked and walked away and then never saw my camera again. It is now October and my husband was rummaging around in our pantry and comes out with the camera. It was sitting on a shelf, like on this like, you know those like, I don't know what you call them, breakfast trays, or so, I guess is what we call them. I got some for like my wedding way back in the day, and we had them sitting in the pantry. So apparently my camera was sitting on the tray on the top shelf, and he pulled the tray down to see what was in it and found my camera. So this is months and months later, but a lot has happened. And I do have a little bit of footage from my phone that I want to add in here. So first things first, I have a dog. His name is Sammy. He is about 1.5 years old. He was a foster dog, a rescue that was at the doggy daycare that I work at. And he was there for like a month. And I just fell in love with him and talked to the woman who runs the rescue, and she let me bring him home as a foster. I had him as a foster for a while, and then we adopted him in August. Was our, like, I think it's officially adopted in late July, early August. So this is the second newest member of our family. The newest one is upstairs hiding under the bed. But so I have a couple of little clips of us getting him ready to come home. So I'll put them in now, and you'll be able to see him in his kennel before we take him home, and then getting his first bath. Takes like 2 minutes. And there's a fly in my face. Then you're also going to see another clip of me getting a bunch of boxes. Had an owl crate, and I had a bunch of book outlet, and I also had a couple of, 1, maybe 2 Beast boxes and some Book of the Month stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the clip right here, and then I'll put that one in for you, and then we'll pick it up in just a second. Those were 3 days ago. What happened?
You talking about getting clothes?
Yeah. All right, so we are in the new house. This is us. It's messy right now, but we have a dog, so that's the dog's mess. But this is my book mess. I have 3 Book of the Month boxes, a Beast box, an Owl crate, and a book outlet box. Plus, I just ordered from Barnes & Noble, Book Depository, and Amazon. I feel like I'm a little behind on my book boxing. Ew. Sorry. And almost all my books are already up. So this is going to be fun. All right, so the book box had this book in it. The book doesn't sound bad. It actually sounds pretty good. It's about this girl marooned on an island and she's got to figure out how to get off. It also came with this little box thing, and then the pen, a sticker, and a bookmark. But it's a metal bookmark, and metal bookmarks are a little too thick and a little bit too heavy for my books most of the time. The container's not bad, but it's kind of cute. But in this bag, we have an ugly corduroy satchel and a scarf that I would never ever use. So I don't know what the hell to do with this. This stuff I'm okay with. This, I'm really thinking about canceling my outfit. So, who knows? Okay, and here are my book outlet books. These two I got a couple of months ago. They were my add-ons for
book outlet.
What did I say?
You said book outlets.
Book of the month. Okay, these are my book of the month books. Sorry. These are the add-ons that I did for Arsenic and Adobo, which I am about halfway through and I think it's really cute. So we have Gods of Jade and Shadow, which I've heard really, really wonderful things about. Plus, now I have an extra book from Sylvia Moran Garcia. I also have her Gothic one. I can't remember what it's called.
It's behind you. It's right there on the floor, isn't it?
No, that's the other one I bought. That's not her second one. Her other one's on the shelf somewhere. And then we have Riley Sager's next book. I've read everything except this one, and I've liked all of them. Even though some of them get bad press, I still like them. Then I have One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. I really liked Red, White, and Wild Blue. I thought it was a little bit too long, but I really enjoyed the story overall. So hopefully this one's not quite as wordy. And the only other thing I didn't like about the other one was her little aside about how she almost didn't publish the book because a female wasn't a president. And I thought it was dumb to put your love, your interest, your potential career on hold just because the elections didn't turn out the way you wanted them to. So she lost a little bit of respect for me in that case because she almost didn't publish a book simply because she didn't get her way in an election. But she did, and the book was cute. I liked it a lot. So here's the second one. Here's the next one that she wrote. Hopefully this one is good, possibly better than the last one. And then I also got The Maidens, which was these are this month's books. Actually, all three books that I picked were brand new this month. So this one was an add-on for this month. Then we have The Maidens, which is a horror, thriller, dark academia book about Greek gods, which I thought sounded cool. And then we also had the Arthurian book about the Lady of the Lake or something like that. I can't remember. And then last month's, I don't know, I did this out of order. So I did 2 months ago, this month, last month, whatever. This was the book that I picked for the month. And this one is also a retelling. I think it's, I can't remember. Roman? Who is this? The Princess of Crete. So Crete would be Greek, right? And then with those, I also got Four Winds, which I almost bought a couple of months ago, but I ended up getting Honey Girl instead. And I'm a little worried that Honey Girl was a bad choice because everyone seems to like it, but no one seems to love it. Whereas Kristen Hanna, I know I would love, even though it would make me cry. And then the last one I got was Emily Henry's People We Meet on Vacation. All the books I read from her, I love, but I've only read a couple and I have all of them at this point. So maybe I should get reading on these ones too. And my daughter's over here looking at the Riley Sager book. And if she likes it, she will steal it because we all know she will.
I don't like horror books, so I don't know.
No. Well, she doesn't like horror yet. I didn't like horror yet either for a while.
I don't like anything horror, so shut the fuck up.
All right, so this is my Beast box, and it's a little bit of a letdown. We have this, don't get me wrong, the color is pretty, but the mug is tiny. It says only the best women read books. But I don't know about you, but I've never used mugs this small. I don't drink coffee. I only drink tea or other liquids out of my mugs, and I always make sure there's a lot more than that. It also came with a little enamel pin a little zipper pouch, some little promotional things, some tea that is really dented. I can't get it open, but I will take the tape off of it because you can see it all over there. I don't want to make a mess right now, so I'll take it off later. And then we got another one of these. This is like the third one we've gotten, and I'm just like, I'm kind of tired of getting these. So stuff wise, it kind of blew. Book wise is yet to be seen. So we got a Taryn Fisher book. Oh, it also came with a mirror. Why do these things always come with mirrors? Do people use mirrors this often? Because they're in there all the time. Look, it's my case. The Taryn Fisher book I was a little shocked at because that's a horror. Usually Taryn Fisher doesn't usually write romance, so I'm a little curious about that one. And then this one sounds kind of cute, as does this one. This is like a friends to lovers like thing. This one is a vacation type of book, and it's a wedding book, and she's got to do something with the brother of the groom. And then these are both pregnancy related. One is a girl pregnant and the guy comes and saves her, I guess is what it looks like. And this one is about running out on your boyfriend because there's a rumor going around that he knocked up somebody else. So it seems kind of like a misunderstanding type of book. But overall, for $100, I'm not super excited about the stuff in the box, but the books could be good. So cross my fingers there. All right, one more box to go. Actually, there's going to be two because I have another one that's coming in the mail today. Okay, here's the book outlet box, and this one actually is book outlet, correct? Okay. All the books are upside down. So I got the Sean McGuire's newish book, the Over the Woodward Wall. I thought it was Wayward Wall. It's not. It's Woodward Wall. This is supposed to be a middle grade, but it's still in her universe. So, got it. I thought it sounded good. Then I also got Everything's Upside Down, Fumbled. This is number 2 in her series. I can't remember what the first one's called. And it does not say on the cover. Oh, Intercepted. I have that one somewhere. I don't know why I bought the second one without reading the first one, but I've heard really good things about the whole series, so I went ahead and bought it. Same with this. Wow, that's a lot smaller than I expected it to be. This is called Split Tooth. It's written by a Indigenous Canadian. It's supposed to be really good. Books on Lala. Kayla likes it a lot. We'll see if I like it. This one is number 2 to her Fallen Empire series, the Dragon Unleashed, and I can't see the book because it's too far away from me at the moment, but I do have the first one. It's called Phoenix Unbound. That's what it's called. I've heard really great things about her as an author, and these are like indie published ones. This isn't part of her normally published series, so the fact that they had them in here, I was like, I'm gonna go for it because indie books are expensive. I also got The Wedding Date, but now that I'm looking at it, I feel like I already have this book. I just looked at it that many times and not ever bought it. I guess I'll find out. I also got one of the bromance books. This is number 2. I do have number 1 and number 3 is on its way. Again, heard really, really great things about them. They were super cheap or I wouldn't have bought all of them. I have an issue. We all know this. Oh my gosh, there's 2 of them.
It's only 200 pages. I'm gonna read this.
Well, shit. Did I order 2 or did they accidentally give me 2?
Let's hope the ladder is that one? Is that
I'm going to have to look because I didn't.
Let's hope they accidentally gave you 2.
Right? And then the last thing I have is an Alice book. It's not. Shut up. It is based on a musical. It's called Alice by Heart. I'm kind of curious about it. It's supposed to be like World War II meets Alice in Wonderland. I thought it sounded good.
Oh, that's why it's dropping hearts from the plane?
Yeah. Actually, it's not dropping hearts. It's dropping lots of stuff. Clubs, not clovers. All right, I'm going to go see if I screwed up that or not. All right, so consensus is, this is the last box, A. And B, I'm a moron. I bought 2. Okay, so this one is a little bit of a tough spot for me. I love Nora Roberts, but I have the other two books in hardcover and I could not find it in hardcover, so I bought it in paperback. If I ever find it in hardcover, I'll replace it because I'm a dork. And our microwave is annoying. All right, next book is a Katrina Lennon book. Everyone seems to like this book until recently. I saw like two reviews for it in the last like couple of days. It's a little bit of a bummer, so hopefully it's good. Have I mentioned I like Nora Roberts? This one sounds really fun. This one is a dragon book, and it's the first of a series, and it's brand new. I saw it at Barnes & Noble a couple of weeks ago, and I'm excited for that one. This one I'm also excited for. This one I also have the other ones in paperback, and this one is a monstrous hardcover, and it's ripped. What the all right, well, whatever. This is Brandon Sanderson's newest book. I've heard really great things about it. My only issue is it's ripped. It's kind of chewed up. What the hell happened to the bottom of this book? Mice. I don't know what happened, but that's annoying. All right, so the next book I have is The Binding. This one sounded really weird. I don't remember exactly what it was about, but one of the British girls I watch, I can't remember her name off the top of my head. She's the one that does the TBR wheel spinning thing. Anyways, she read the description of this book and it sounded really good, and I've had it on my wish list ever since, and it finally came in stock. This is the third book from the Bromance trilogy series thing. I have two random romances. I have two random romances that sounded cute. Much to Do About You. And the flip side, this one's a coin flipping one, which I thought sounded funny. But we'll see if it's any good. And then I also got a second book in a series that I have not started yet because that's how I roll sometimes. And this is one of those ones that it's the library from hell. So I kind of think I will love it, so fingers crossed on that one. And then last but not least is Burial Rites by Hannah Kent. This is a book that has to do with the death and burial of, what is it that it's a brutal murder of two men. Okay, I don't remember. Oh, Iceland. I knew this had to do something with Iceland, but I couldn't remember what it was. All I remember is hearing the description of this book and wanting to buy it. And when I saw it pop up, I went ahead and grabbed it. It's definitely about murder, though. Wow, I'm dumb. Okay, cool. All right, guys. So now you have seen all of that, but you never got the answer to how the book was. So here's the book. This is the book that I read for my red because it's got so much red in it. It's Arsenic and Adobo. It is a mystery. And the sad part is I don't remember how it ends. I think I remember who the culprit is, but I'm not 100%. There was lots of little like twists and turns at the very end. It is definitely a cozy mystery, and it is about a family who owns this little restaurant, and this girl who comes back into town and she starts working in her family's restaurant and has this weird ex who is running some sort of like, he's a food critic and he's bashing all the local restaurants. So it's not endeared him very well to the local restaurant clientele or the ownership of all these places. So he's in her family's restaurant and they serve him food, and all of a sudden he starts to sweat while he's eating, like it's some sort of Olympic issue, like he's some sort of Olympic athlete and he's just like sweating up a storm. And then he like falls over dead into his plate, like face first plants into his plate right there at the restaurant. So they call 911. They rush him off to the hospital where he is later pronounced dead. and he's sitting there eating with his stepfather, and his stepfather claims that because Lilia, so when Lilia because of the bad blood between him and Lilia, he claims that she killed him. And she spends the entire book going around and talking to all the other restaurateurs, all the clients to these, that like a loyal clientele to some of these restaurants, and all of their like head chefs and all that kind of stuff, to try to figure out who killed him. They also have an in at the coroners to try to get the autopsy report to find out what killed him. All sorts of like little nuanced things, like trying to figure out, solve the mystery. I wanted to read it physically, but I've been like, oh, there's a bookmark in it still. I got to chapter 4. I got to page 19. Reading it physically. But I've been in this like massive slump for like 2 years now. It started about this time 2 years ago when we came here to look for the house here. So prior to leaving Guam, I would read a book with no problem whatsoever. Now I cannot focus enough to read. So I've been listening to books, and I ended up going through and buying the audiobook for this one because I thought it was really cute. The audiobook ended up being an amazing choice. At that point in time, I was in boarding at the doggy daycare, and every time I would take the privates out to go play, it'd get really quiet out there without music or something. So I would just pop in my audiobooks and listen to my audiobooks and play with the puppies. And I actually made it through quite a few audiobooks doing it that way. But this was one of them. I really, really enjoyed it. I guess I would give it like a 4-star, 3.5, 4 stars. It was really good. It was nothing spectacular, but it was still a fun little read, and I definitely did enjoy it, and I would like to read it again, especially because I remember the ending, but I don't remember all the little twists and turns because it's been months. I don't remember even when I finished this. I think I finished it in the beginning of July, which had to have been right because I have made many different moves within my job since then. So yeah, now I'm in October, and I'm going to close out this vlog so that you guys can see it, and I will start a new one, and hopefully you'll see a new vlog in a couple of weeks and not several months. I'll also give you some like life updates, and maybe I'll show you around the house. It's dirty though and kind of dark at the moment because we kept everything closed. But anyways, we'll get on to that later. Needless to say, new house, new puppers, and I finished a book. But I'm looking forward to reading more, so I will have to do like a catch up on everything I've read this year. So far I'm doing okay, but I have read Harry Potter several times because that's my comfort read. I keep saying goodbye. I'm gonna say goodbye again.